Good evening, students. So this is video number 2 for assumption type of questions, so that you have little bit of more clarity with respect to solving these questions. And like I said in the last video also, until and unless you yourself try to solve it, you won't learn how to solve your questions in RC, specifically this type of questions. So today's passage again from UPSC 2023. So this passage is there is a claim that organic farming is inherently safer and healthier. So it's not a fact, it's a claim. Somebody is claiming that organic farming will be safer and healthier. The reality is, now the second fact is that because the organic farming is still young and not well regulated in India, farmers and consumers alike, both of them, are not only confused about what products are best for them, but also sometimes use in such a way that it will harm them. So they are not very well educated. So from this line, it is clear. First of all, organic farming, usually we think organic farming means safe and healthy. Reality is that it is still young and not well regulated. Because of that, farmers as well as consumers, they're confused which product, organic products to use. And sometimes, not knowingly, unknowingly or unknowingly, they'll use in a manner that might even harm them. So the passage gives an example. For example, since organic fertilizers are difficult to obtain on large scale in India, farmers often use farmyard manure, which may contain toxic chemicals and heavy metals. So farmyard manure will be seen that okay, it's organic, it's not the chemical based fertilizers, but it may contain toxic chemicals and heavy metals. Certain plant sprays, such as Dhatura flower and leaf spray, have an element called atropine, right? So again, it is giving an example how even the organic things which a farmer might feel that it is safe, it might contain toxic chemicals. If it is not applied in the right dose, it's talking about the Dhatura flower and leaf spray, it can act on the nervous system of the consumer, right? So these are certain points. Unfortunately, how much and when to use it are not well researched or regulated, right? They're not even researched, and regulation is not there. People are not being taught how to use this. Now we have to see what are the assumption. Organic farming is inherently unsafe for both farmers and consumers. The word is inherently. So this is a wrong assumption, right? So this, they are in the passage, they are saying that if not used properly, if knowledge is not there, right, then it can harm. It is not saying that organic is inherently, harmful or unsafe for farmers and consumers. So this option is wrong, right? Now, farmers and consumers need to be educated about the eco-friendly food. Now, this is very simple. So, last line, unfortunately, how much and when to use are not well researched or regulated issues. So, it is assuming that farmers or, above examples when they're talking about the Tura spray or toxic chemicals, or when they are saying that farmers and consumers are confused about what product or use product. So the author is assuming that there needs to be an education about this organic or eco-friendly thing, right? So the correct option here is the B option, right? So this is again a assumption type of question. Next, we'll see. Now, if you notice, passages are very small. They're not long, 2, 3 paragraphs long. They're very small. You have to fish out the information from those limited words which are given in the passage. Food consumption patterns have changed substantially over the years, over the past few decades, right? Not recently, but past few decades. So this you should be knowing. In the options, if somewhere it is that food consumption pattern in India has changed in the last few years, it's few decades, not years. This has resulted in disappearance of many nutritious foods such as millet. So I've written it down here. You can check here also. While food grain production has increased over 5 times since independence. Now it is talking since independence, food grain production has increased 5 times, but it has not addressed the issue of malnutrition. Okay, this is third fact. Fourth fact is for long the agriculture sector, right? The agriculture sector of our country, it has focused on increasing food production, particularly the staple food, rice, wheat, etc., which has led to lower production consumption of indigenous traditional crops, grains, fruits, and other vegetables, impacting food and nutrition security in the process. So that's another fact, that we have entirely focused on agriculture. In agriculture, we have focused on food production of the basic staple food, and that has led to lower production of indigenous things. Further, intensive monoculture agriculture practices. Monoculture means just single crop, more bias towards wheat, rice, can perpetuate food and nutrition security problem by degrading the quality of water, food derived from them. So when you're growing only one crop, it degrades the land, water, food, and the food derived through them also, because we are doing monoculture, just preference to one crop. Right. Now let's see the assumption here. To implement the sustainable development goal to achieve zero hunger goal, monoculture practices are, no, this is evidently wrong. The passage, in fact, is saying monoculture practice should not be there. Here it is saying inevitable. Inevitable means we cannot avoid that. We have to do it, right? Now, second is dependence on few crops, monocultural crops, the practices has negative impact on human health and ecosystem. So this is right. This is the ecosystem. Food derived through it, which can lead to your malnutrition. So this is a correct option. So now that you have done two options, what you can do is, without wasting time, go down and see the options. Wherever you find the first option, eliminate it. So A and D goes away. Now know that second is also correct, and second is only for the B option. So means the answer is 2 and 3, right? So use your brains and save your time whenever you're doing any question.